Every morning, while most of the world is still hitting snooze, checking their phones, and pouring their second cup of coffee, Japanese elders in Okinawa, Nagano, and Kyoto are quietly doing 4 things that science now says are among the most powerful brain protective rituals a human being can perform. 4 habits, done every single morning, before breakfast, before anything else. The researchers who finally did study them were stunned by what they found. Each one is completely free. None of them require pills, supplements, or a gym membership. Stay until the end, because the last one is the habit that surprised researchers the most, and it takes less than 3 minutes a day. If you are over 60 and you are serious about protecting your memory, subscribe for more tips. Let's get into it. Here are the 4 morning habits that keep Japanese brains sharp for life. The first habit is Misogi, cold water morning ritual. Every morning in Japan, millions of elderly men and women do something that most people in the West would consider slightly crazy. They fill a basin with cold water. Not cool water, cold water. And they immerse their face in it, fully, for 10 to 30 seconds. That is it. That is the habit. 30 seconds, cold water, face first. Now, before you dismiss this as an old folk remedy, let me tell you what happens inside your brain and body in those 30 seconds, because the science here is genuinely remarkable. The moment cold water touches your face, specifically around the eyes, the nose, and the forehead, it triggers what neurologists call the diving reflex. This is one of the most powerful involuntary responses in the human body. Your heart rate slows immediately, your blood pressure drops, and most importantly for your brain, blood is redistributed away from your extremities and redirected toward your core organs, including your brain. At the same time, cold water immersion activates the vagus nerve, the longest nerve in your body, running from your brainstem all the way down through your chest and abdomen. The vagus nerve is often called the brain's reset button. When it is activated, it immediately reduces cortisol, the stress hormone that over time physically shrinks the hippocampus, the brain's memory center. A 2021 study published in the journal Neuroscience found that cold water facial immersion for just 30 seconds triggered a measurable increase in norepinephrine, a neurotransmitter directly linked to focus, attention, and the formation of new memories. The same chemical your brain releases during a moment of intense alertness or excitement. Japanese elders have known this for centuries, long before they had a word for norepinephrine. They called it cleansing the spirit. They practiced it as a form of morning purification called Misogi, the act of washing away yesterday and arriving fully present in today. The result is a brain that enters the day in a completely different state, not groggy, not foggy, awake, present, alert. The fog that most people over 60 feel in the morning, that slow, thick cognitive warm-up period, Japanese elders do not experience it the same way, because they have already reset their nervous system before the day has even begun. And here is what makes this even more interesting for long-term brain health. Consistent vagus nerve activation, done daily over months and years, has been shown to reduce chronic low-grade inflammation throughout the body, including in the brain. Neuroinflammation is now one of the most studied contributors to Alzheimer's disease and age-related cognitive decline. This 30-second morning ritual is quietly fighting it every single day. What you should do: fill a basin or your bathroom sink with cold water. Take a breath in. Lower your face into the water for 10 to 30 seconds. Do this every morning before anything else. If a full face immersion feels like too much at first, Start by splashing very cold water on your face and forehead 10 times. The key is the cold. The key is the consistency. The second habit is Sosaku, morning creative expression. Before breakfast, before reading the news, before speaking to anyone. Japanese elders in the blue zone regions of Japan spend between 15 and 30 minutes in what researchers have called morning creative expression, and it looks different for every person. For some, it is haiku writing, 3 lines capturing something from the previous day or the current morning. For others, it is ink painting, simple, unhurried brushstrokes on paper. For others, it is playing 3 songs on a shamisen, a traditional Japanese string instrument. For others still, it is arranging a small ikebana flower display on the kitchen table. The specific activity is almost irrelevant. What matters is what all of these activities share. They are creative. They are self-directed. They produce something that did not exist before. And they are done first, before the brain has been exposed to any external demands, news, screens, or stress. Here is why this matters so much for the aging brain. The act of creating something, anything, in the morning triggers a dopamine release in the prefrontal cortex before the day's stressors have had a chance to deplete it. Dopamine is not just the feel-good chemical. It is the brain's primary motivation and learning neurotransmitter. It is what allows new neural pathways to form. It is what makes memory stick. A 2020 study from the University of Toronto found that engaging in creative activity for just 20 minutes in the morning significantly increased what researchers called cognitive flexibility, the brain's ability to shift between different ideas, solve novel problems, and adapt to new information. This is precisely the cognitive capacity that declines fastest after the age of 60. But the morning timing is not accidental. Japanese elders discovered something that neuroscientists have now confirmed. In the first 90 minutes after waking, your brain is in a neurochemical state that is uniquely receptive to learning and creative output. Theta brain waves, the same waves active during deep meditation and vivid dreaming, are still present. The critical, self-editing part of your mind has not yet fully activated. Ideas flow more freely. Connections form more easily. When you use that window to create something rather than consume something, a news feed, a social media scroll, a television program, you are making an active choice about how your brain develops on that day. Japanese elders have been making that choice quietly every morning for their entire lives. What you should do: choose one creative act that takes 15 to 20 minutes and do it every morning before you look at your phone or turn on the television. It does not need to be artistic. Write 3 sentences in a journal. Draw something simple with a pencil. Arrange 5 objects on your windowsill in a way that pleases you. Hum or sing something. The act of making is the medicine, not the quality of what you make. The third habit is Moai, the lifelong commitment circle. In Okinawa, the region of Japan with one of the highest concentrations of people who live past 100 with sharp, functioning minds, there is a social structure that researchers studying longevity call one of the single most important factors in cognitive health ever documented. It is called a Moai, and it is one of the most beautiful and practical ideas in the world. A Moai is a small group, typically between 4 and 6 people, who commit to supporting each other for life, not just socially, practically, financially, emotionally. Members of a Moai meet regularly. They share meals, they check in when someone is sick, they contribute to a small, shared fund that any member can draw on in times of need, and they make a commitment, not a casual one, a real one, to remain part of each other's lives for as long as they live. Many Okinawans have been in the same Moai since childhood. The same 4 or 5 people, 70, 80, 90 years of consistent, committed human connection. Dan Buettner, the National Geographic researcher who identified and named the world's blue zones, called the Moai the most powerful longevity tool he encountered in any of the 5 blue zone regions. Not the diet, not the exercise, the social structure. And the neuroscience explains exactly why. Genuine, committed social connection. The kind where someone will actually notice if you disappear, where someone actually depends on you being present, activates brain regions associated with safety, belonging, and reward in ways that casual social contact simply cannot replicate. The brain's threat response, managed by the amygdala, is constantly monitoring whether you are socially connected or socially isolated. When it registers isolation, it triggers a chronic low-level stress response that, sustained over years, damages the hippocampus and accelerates cognitive decline. A 2023 study published in Nature Aging found that the quality of social bonds, not the quantity of social interactions, was the strongest predictor of cognitive health in adults over 70. People with 1 or 2 deep, committed relationships showed better brain function than people with dozens of shallow ones. The loneliness epidemic among seniors in the Western world is not just a well-being crisis. It is a brain health crisis. It is one of the most overlooked drivers of the dementia surge that is currently overwhelming healthcare systems across Europe and North America. Japanese elders do not experience this in the same way. Because they have a Moai, they have people who are coming regardless, people who will be there on the ordinary Tuesday, people who have been there for decades and will be there for decades more. What you should do: think about who in your life you have a genuine, consistent, committed relationship with. Not followers, not acquaintances, not people you see at events. People who would notice if something was wrong. If you can identify 1 or 2, nurture those relationships with the same seriousness you would give to your health. Schedule time. Show up consistently. Be the person who calls. And if you feel those bonds are thin right now, look for community, a regular class, a volunteer group, a faith community, a walking group, somewhere that meets regularly and where the same people show up every time. That is the beginning of a Moai. The 4th habit, the one that takes less than 3 minutes and surprised researchers the most, is Hara massage. Every morning, before they eat, before they leave the house, Japanese elders practice something called Hara massage. It takes 2 minutes. It requires nothing but your own 2 hands. And until very recently, Western scientists dismissed it as folk medicine. They were wrong. Hara, which translates roughly as belly or abdomen, is considered in Japanese traditional medicine to be the center of the body's vital energy. For centuries, Japanese elders have begun their mornings with a gentle circular self-massage of the abdomen, clockwise circles, soft pressure, 2 minutes, done lying in bed or sitting upright. Now here is the science that validated what they already knew. Your gut contains over 500 million neurons, more neurons than your spinal cord. It produces 90% of your body's serotonin and 50% of your dopamine. Researchers now refer to the gut as the second brain, and the communication highway between your gut and your actual brain, the vagus nerve, runs in both directions. When your gut is unhealthy, inflamed, sluggish, disrupted, it sends distress signals up the vagus nerve to the brain. These signals are now directly linked to brain fog, low mood, poor concentration, and accelerated cognitive aging. An unhealthy gut microbiome has been found in autopsy studies to be significantly more common in people who developed Alzheimer's disease. Gentle abdominal massage does something measurable to this system. A 2022 study from Kyushu University in Japan found that gentle circular abdominal massage performed for 5 minutes in the morning significantly increased gut motility, the movement of the digestive tract, and measurably reduced cortisol levels within 30 minutes. It also showed increased vagal tone, which is the measure of how well your vagus nerve is functioning. High vagal tone is one of the strongest biological markers of good cognitive health in older adults. It correlates with better memory, better emotional regulation, lower rates of depression, and significantly reduced risk of dementia. Japanese elders do not know any of this in those terms. They simply know that this practice settles them, grounds them, makes their mind feel clearer in the morning. They have known this for centuries. The scientists just finally caught up. What you should do. Before you get out of bed tomorrow morning, place both hands on your abdomen just below your navel. Begin making slow, gentle, clockwise circles with light but firm pressure. Do this for 2 full minutes. Breathe slowly and deeply while you do it. That is everything. 2 minutes every morning. The simplicity is the point. 4 morning habits done every day by Japanese elders who consistently outlive and outthink the rest of the world. None of these cost money. None of them require a prescription. Any one of them started today can begin changing your brain's trajectory. If this video helped you, please subscribe now. We post new brain health tips made specifically for women over 60 who refuse to let their minds slow down. Drop a comment. Which of these 4 are you starting tomorrow morning? I will see you at the next video.